Hey there, it's Mr. McTavish. So we now have our program. We did it this morning where we can have it draws our image on the screen. So I'm going to make a slight change. So I'm in my canvas.java, and in the paint method, I'm just going to add a system.out.println in paint. And the sole purpose of this is that I want to see how often this runs. So when I run the program, it's going to load up. And so it's getting the frame ready, getting everything ready. And as the program is painted on the screen, you can see paint runs multiple times. So the issue is that I want to be able to control which image is getting painted. So I need to be able to control that. So I'm going to go to the end of the paint method, and I'm going to create a new method called, so it's public void, and I'm going to call it update graphics because that seems to be a good explanation of what I'm trying to do. So this is my own custom code. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep track of things. So first off, I'm going to create a counter, and the counter is going to be just in my class. So it's an int, and it's called counter. And it's initially going to be set to 0. Okay, so in my update graphics class, so I need to think this through. You know what? I'm going to change that. It's going to be set to 1 instead of 0. Because this is not going to run until the program's loaded. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just do a check. So if counter is equal to 0, and my image name is going to be jacket. That's the image that we used in our code this morning. So it's already that, which is right there. Now, I've got an else statement, because if it's not equal to 0, it's going to be equal to 1. And I'm going to add one line here. So counter plus plus. Basically, it's going to set the image name to jacket and increase counter. And here, I'm going to set my image name to checkerboard. So this is a second image that I've added. I don't know if it will handle a PNG file, so I'm going to try it out. And in this case, I want my counter to be reset. So counter is going to be set to 0. So it's basically going to alternate from 0 to 1, 0 to 1. I've only got 2 images. If I had more images, then I would have if counter equals 0, else if counter equals 1, else. So it would bump between 0, 1, and 2. So that's kind of the idea. So in here, this is my logic, and then this is where I am going to force my canvas to redraw. So the word this refers to the class that I'm in. This is the class that I'm in, and it's going to force it to redraw. And I'm just going to test. Nothing should happen right now. My program, I'm simply making sure that there's no errors. I have to be in the main method for this to run. I seem to have a few issues here. Anyways, I'll solve those issues, but of course, I cleared it, so we'll see if that recompiles it. So I do have some issues. Okay. Not find symbol, so let's go back to my canvas, and I'm looking for counter, and counter has a small c and I used capital letters, so that's going to be an issue. Let's force that, so no wonder it's not running. And this is why we troubleshoot, we try to solve stuff right off the bat. Okay, so the program's running again. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure it ran. So back to my main method. So in my main method, here is my action performed, and this will run the button. So now, my variable m, I can now run the update graphics method in m. So what's going to happen when I press the button, it's going to run update graphics. Update graphics is going to check what my value of the counter is at the current moment, and it's going to set the image to display and change the counter value, and then it's going to redraw the screen. So let's test this. So if we run this now, there's my initial jacket. When I click the Click Me button, there is my checkerboard. And when I click it again, I get my jacket and my checkerboard. So that's how that works. I'm going to post this code so that you have access to it. And you need to be able to use this idea for your program this afternoon. Have a great morning.